Need to hear one of our shows again? We've got them on podcast. Go to fmmoneytalkradio.com. Scroll down to Podcast on Demand. Pick your show and it's on. Podcast on fmmoneytalkradio.com.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Cafe studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
It's funny. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. Let me put my newspaper.
And a beautiful 12:30 in the afternoon.
And we're off to the races. A little late, but better late than never. Welcome to all our friends across the seas, under the seas, and in between the gums. Because we are
In
here.
between the gums. What's that mean?
You know how they used to say when you used to drink, salute. Look out, belly, because here it comes. There was some kind of saying. I don't remember. Anybody remember this
Splish
saying?
splash, I was taking a bath. No, not really.
No, it was about drinking.
Yes, it's like a shot. They'll look it up. Like, look at, there's like a, what's this saying? Like, something. I know what you're saying.
Oh, this is hot.
Like, over the gums, through the something, to grandmother's house we go. Something like that. Anyway, happy Thursday. What is
remember
today?
it like that, but okay.
Happy Thursday to you.
Happy Thursday to you. And we have some stuff to get to, some homework to finish up.
I got a very colorful background here, don't I? It's like my dress blends in with this beautiful dress from Amy Rashevsky.
I know.
Isn't that nice?
What size is that, John?
Amy's dress, I don't know. I should like wrap it around myself and see if it fits perfectly. I think I like it a
Well,
lot.
it's funny because I was talking to Crackle Barrel, and she has a nice dress on, like a skirt. And I said to her, so you wait until it's sub-0 degrees to wear a skirt. And
She has
then I
boots
look
on.
at you, you have a skirt.
Well, this is like actually warm because it covers my legs.
If you had pants on, you wouldn't have to cover your legs.
I thought about that, but it's like the COVID pant epidemic. That's the thing. We should do a whole segment, girls, on what it's like to put on pants in the middle of a pandemic when there's lots of snacking going on.
A lot of snacking?
Yes. You know,
So that's why you don't wear it, because of snacking?
because I don't know if they fit. And I got to tell you, there's nothing worse than trying to put on a pair of pants that may not fit, so you just don't try. So you go with the elastic waistline. I'm sure you ladies can quite understand what it's like. Blake's like, yeah, I understand.
What do you think?
I think I found what you were talking about.
What's it saying?
Is it called Through the Teeth, Past the Gums, Thumbs Without Stomach, Here It Comes.
That's the one.
But I'm pumped.
Wow. He found me. See, I knew there was a saying.
I think he's like taking over. He's got a slick spot over there.
Yeah, don't let Slick back in.
But happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Show. It's a beautiful, chilly day outside here in sunny South Florida. Israel brought luncheon again, which was really nice. And Slick is actually on location. He's over at the Artful Dodger.
I know. Is he on the air? Artful Dodger.
Let's see if Slick's on.
Nice name for the Slick star. He's probably in the bathroom, doesn't know that we're going to put him on the air.
There he is.
Oh, how you guys doing?
How you doing,
How you
Slick?
doing?
You know, I'm just at the Artful Dodger, just relaxing because, you know, sometimes I need to unwind, especially right now.
Let's give us a little tour, can
Give
you?
us a tour. Who are you there with?
Huh?
Who are you there with?
I am with our shining stars, which are Amit and, Amit brought a friend today, which is Cardelli. Tom should be coming out, the owner of Artful Dodger, but anybody wants to have a good time, and I'll say downtown Boca Federal. They have events here at Artful Dodger, and Artful Dodger is a place to unwind, relax. If you don't want to have like that big club festival venue that I usually have. I'm just kidding. I don't have those type of
Who do you
venues.
have
But I'm here
with you?
with Amit.
How's it going over there, you guys?
How's it going? Good.
How do you like the Artful Dodger? It's pretty cool. They've got darts. They got TVs on the wall. That's a nice spot. People are having their little brunch, lunch. There's food there too also, Slick?
Come again?
They have food there?
I don't know if they have food, but you know, it's a
menu
nice
right there.
watering hole, as Freddie says. Or
There
Freddie
is a
English. It's
menu
nice
in
watering-
front of you.
I don't know if it's a good menu, but it's a nice watering hole. It
Well,
has a
anything
pool
that says
table.
sandwich is usually a menu.
They got a nice pool table there?
I don't think there's food. I don't smell any food. That's the thing. I would smell food, but I know there's pool. If you want to come down here and play me on some pool, I'm a good pool player.
Very cool. All right, check it out. Artful Dodger right on 20th Street and Federal Highway in Boca Raton.
Yeah, we have a lot of drinks.
Get a lot of drinks.
It looks nice. Looks
Very nice.
All lit
All
up.
right.
Very nice.
Nice job, Slick. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot of natural light in there. Very nice.
Nice job.
Thank you, Slick.
Go check out the Artful Dodger. Actually, give us a call, 888-994-4995, to win 2 free, complimentary, yes, free, drink tickets to the Artful Dodger. You have
I
those
gave
with
away
you?
2 yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah. 2 people. The Eyes came and took it.
Who are the eyes?
Pierre.
Oh, the stare.
He's going to go with his friend.
Very nice.
To
He's
the-
moving on up. I feel like the
going there tomorrow.
Jeffersons. He was moving on up. He's on the 5th floor apartment in the sky of WNN Beasley Media. Doing a nice job, he is.
Yeah, so he's going to take a friend out to the Artful Dodger, which is located right across the street from Publix.
On 5th
on
Avenue
Federal-
shops.
On 5th Avenue shops.
Absolutely.
All right, what else we got cooking?
What else we got cooking? We got a great show this morning with Ivy. Live Your Best Life with Ivy, actually going into some rebranding starting next week called Ivy's Inspirations, on her aspirations of inspiration to bring inspiring stories to all of you through her eyes. So that's going to be rebranded a little bit starting next week, and different guests. She had a nice guest today talking about exercise and fitness.
He sort of had a fun time here. He was like, wow, this is a real studio. I was like, yeah.
It's a real studio, but it's a great show, and it's all about living your best life through health. And we were talking to her a little bit after the show, and you know what? Having your health, and we've talked about this all along, is really the #1 gift you can give to yourself and to your family. Food, exercise. I know you're enjoying reading that newspaper. What you got over there?
Well, it's funny because I think that today we should call it the inspirational words of Bruce Arians, which is the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're going to be playing in the Super Bowl. And he made a quote, says, if no risk it, no biscuit.
Well, tell me what you know about him, because I haven't
Absolutely
seen a whole
nothing.
lot about him.
I haven't seen anything about this gentleman. I know that him and Brady had a problem when he first came over because Brady had, 18,000 rings? And he's sitting there in the first meeting with his rings. And the coach is telling him, well, to be a winner, and Brady's sitting there with his rings. I'm sorry, what? I can't hear what you're saying. To be a winner, now Brady's the GOAT, greatest of all time quarterback at that position. How do you coach somebody like that?
Well, let me ask you, I'm not really a big football buff. Are you, Blake?
Oh, yeah.
Not really.
When
You don't
you're
like
traded.
football? Oh, yeah.
It depends on who the team is.
Now, he wasn't traded, right? He was a free agent, so they chose him.
They signed him as a free
So
agent.
the coach asked for Brady.
Maybe.
I'm asking you, how does
The
it work as a
owners,
free
the
agent?
it's still a business.
All right, so somebody asked for Brady, and Brady agreed to go.
He's getting paid a lot of money to go, yeah.
And so now they have to work together. So is there like is there a rivalry between the coach and Brady,
Well,
or is it all
You got a
ironed
guy
out?
who's won it all a numerous number of times.
Right.
And lost also, because he's lost a couple of Super Bowls. And he's the greatest quarterback to put on a uniform. And you have a coach. Every coach has a little bit of ego, right? You're teaching kids your philosophy to winning. So Brady asked for a bunch of players like Gronk and the lineman is on there, and the maniac wide receivers on there. Brown is on there. So he asked for some people because Brady says that it doesn't matter how great he is. If he has nobody to throw the ball to or give it to
need a
run,
team.
you need a team. So the coach asked Brady to play under a certain philosophy, and he was horrible at the beginning because he was like walking on eggshells. Remember the first game he did, I looked at it and I said, boy, he looks all of 43 because he was thinking, he wasn't playing. Now he sees he's Brady. Now he's doing it his way with the coach and him. They've come to some sort of agreement.
And it's working.
And it's work. Well, it's work. I'm shocked that they beat New Orleans, and then I was doubly shocked that they beat Green Bay. I really don't think that they have that kind of squad. I really don't. I am wrong, but I flip my hat because, I tip my hat because I think that Brady is the greatest quarterback. He's better than all the ones I've seen because he wins, and when you win, you win. Now, I think that a lot of teams like Green Bay's last game, they played horrible. But this is no different than, let's say, J-Lo comes in here and she wants to run the place. And you have success doing it your way. And you have to work with J-Lo. And you didn't ask for her to be here. I signed her. Let's say
here?
I signed. There's a mid and
With the back already?
Yeah.
Okay.
so let's say I signed her, and then I say to you, okay, now you got to make it work. Still a business. You got people in the stands. You still got to make money. Super Bowl's down 60% in revenue. There's a lot of stuff going on right now in sports. So.
Interesting. So what's a biscuit? What's that refer to?
So what he's saying is that if you don't risk it, you get no biscuit. In other words, if you don't take a shot, you don't score, like Wayne Gretzky said. If you don't take a shot at doing things outside the box, you're never going to be great.
So is this the first time the coach is going to the Super Bowl?
Yes.
So this is tremendous. First time Tampa's going to the Super Bowl as the owners?
Yeah, I think Tampa was there once before, but I'm not quite sure. Yes.
Which year, but
Pretty amazing, right? So this is a big deal. I mean, for Brady, this is like, old hat, he's used to it. But for anybody else, this is a big deal.
Well, coming from another team, when everybody said Brady shouldn't be playing anymore, and he proved them all wrong. And he proved that it isn't Belichick alone, it's Brady and Belichick. They had a great run. Belichick didn't even make the playoffs this year without Brady. And it just goes to show you got to have a little bit of talent to go with a good coach to win this thing. So Bruce is talking about he took chances and let Brady do his thing.
And it's working.
And it's funny because if you take and you apply this to life, and you come here and you have Blake and you have Amit and you have the girls in the other room, and you say to them, listen, I'm only going to be as successful as your desirability. The more you desire it, the more successful we all are. And that's what happened here. And I don't have to illustrate what we do anymore. I'm going to put this newspaper, I'm going to cut it up, and I'm going to put it in a frame, and I'm going to point to it because what he says is the truth. You can't get no bigger in football than winning a championship.
Sure.
So if Kansas City wins the second, that hasn't been done since 2002, 2003 by who?
Patriots.
And who is the quarterback?
Brady.
So you have the man chasing the legend.
A
I mean,
back-to-back?
this is the bet for the back-to-back.
Did he win the Super Bowl last year? He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ah.
This is a game that is written in storybooks. This is a game having the young guy coming up to be the next Brady, and you have Brady in there.
Who's coming up to be the next Brady, by the way?
Mahomes.
Mahomes from
in
Kansas City.
And
I know
you're
more than you
looking-
think, right? I know.
No, yeah, you know the last 2 minutes of the fourth
I
quarter.
know the last 2 minutes. I know the close of the game. All that matters. My whole life I said that.
But you have to look at the rich history. It is the 150th year of football. It's in Tampa. It's the first time one of the teams is playing at home.
This is tremendous.
I mean, there were so many
Yeah.
tidbits to this game
Yep.
that it doesn't matter. There's no winner and there's no loser in this game. It doesn't matter who loses this game. It's history. Only 21,000 souls are going to be there.
And I saw that you had said they were giving away tickets to first responders, giving them away 7,500 tickets to the first responders.
And the football players each get 4 tickets. Those are the 7,500. If they decide to give them away, it's on them. It's up to them. The players are in control of this thing, as it should be. And it's in beautiful Tampa. There's a 60% chance of shower with thunderstorms.
I think Tampa's going to win. I got to tell you, and I'm not a big football buff, but
I can't deny you.
I got to
that
tell you, I
deal.
think they're going to win. You think?
Yeah, it's on their home turf. I mean, they're going to lose.
Even if it's raining, they know what to do in the rain in Florida. You
Well,
know
they,
what
they
to
know
do.
their field. Now, I am going to bet against you.
Of course you are.
We are going to have a friendly bet
Okay.
that the loser has to wear the winner's jersey.
Do you have any jerseys?
We go get one.
Okay.
So if I win, you have to wear Kansas City's jersey.
Okay.
If you win, I have to wear
Tampa?
Tampa's jersey. There's no loser. I love both teams.
Why?
Oh my God, Dawn, I'm a traditionalist. I love history. I'm a history buff when it comes to sports. I wish that I was just a fly in that locker room. You're talking about this is never gonna happen again.
Okay, so let me ask you a question as a coach. What's going on in the locker room? What is each team, what are each coaches saying to their team?
2 things. Kansas City is talking about staying hungry, finishing what they set out to do, and beating the greatest in the history of the game and hitting the record books. There's a whole amount of pressure on Kansas City. Kansas City has all the pressure. They got to bring the game. They got to win the game, and they're on the road. And they have to be better than they've been the last couple of games, and they've been pretty freaking good. Because you have in the other locker room, you're teaching hungry. Remember Eye of the Tiger, Sylvester Stallone's boxing movies? You're teaching that. You're teaching that in sweating, in togetherness, in brotherhood, they can overcome any team on any given Sunday can be beat. So you're teaching hunger.
Interesting.
You're teaching we got to go get this. You're going to see, I would hate to be any offense the first 5 minutes of that game because the defense, they're going to be raring to go. They're going to want to take these guys apart because if you remove the pressure on that quarterback, if you change his game, you're going to win. And that's the difference for me between Mahomes and Brady. Brady don't like to get hit.
And Mahomes doesn't
can
mind.
run. Brady don't run. Brady's 43. Where's he
Right.
going to run? Into a wheelchair? But Mahomes will beat you with his legs.
So you think two totally different strategies?
Totally. This is A and B. But if it's raining, does Mahomes run in the rain with that bad leg, that bad toe?
And what, post-concussion, right?
Post-concussion. I forgot about it. His arm could be on the ground. He just stick it back on and
Where's
play.
he from, Mahomes?
His father was a pitcher for the New York Mets.
So he's a New York guy?
He used to be in Shea Stadium all the time. The Mets wanted him to pitch for. Mahomes got a gun. He can throw. He's good. And his son says, I want you to play baseball. He says, no, Dad, I'm going to Kansas City.
Two totally different philosophies. So Brady passes, Mahomes runs.
No, Brady can beat you with the pass.
So he passes.
But Mahomes has a second. Mahomes can beat you with the pass too. But also Mahomes can beat you running. Because you know Tampa's coming after him. So he has to run. Brady coming after him, he's got to dump the ball. He's got to run the ball. They got to do offsets. They got to do what they call bubble passes on the side. He's got to move the ball around to get away from the pressure. Mahomes can beat you with his legs.
Different philosophies. It'll be interesting to see two different schools of coaching, different players.
I'm hyped. I am. Wow, where'd
Thank
you
you,
get
Teddy.
that?
Publix.
More Publix? Holy smokes, everybody's walking in here with
Publix.
water.
Thank you, girls.
But I got to tell
Welcome
you.
to my world.
I gotta tell you, I am really, really excited because I as a coach, I remember I got to do some football here in Florida. I didn't even know they had these kind of football leagues. They're like sandlot leagues. And there's USFL, AGB league or whatever. And I got to be a defensive coordinator, and the championship was held in Orlando, in a big stadium up in Orlando. It could have, I don't know whose stadium it was, but it was big. And I had to sit in the booth up on the top of the stadium. I had to take elevators up. And they sat you down in this room with headphones and computers and blackboards and eraser boards and everything else, and a headset for me to talk to these little ants on the field.
What's your go-to play
Me?
for each team? You have one?
For them or for me?
For them.
Well, Kansas City is
I want to
going
see how many are listening to Freddie right now.
Kansas City is going to highlight Hill, which is going to be double teamed, and double teaming means top and bottom. They're probably going to go with a cover 2, which means over the top and underneath. So if he runs and stops and turns, there's going to be a guy waiting for him. And so same thing if he runs long. But the problem with a cover 2 with that kind of speed is that somebody else is going to be open. You can't double team everybody, so you go to your tight end, who's a machine. He does not drop a ball. He's the pass Kronk. What's his name?
Ron Gronkowski.
Gronkowski.
So he's with Tampa.
He's as good as Gronkowski was when he was going up in the Super Bowls. You got a new
Gronkowski. Gronkowski is with Brady.
Yes, but Kelsey, the tight end for Kansas City, is just as powerful as the Gronk man. He's not as loud.
Who do you
but
like, Blake?
He doesn't drop the ball.
Packers, Giants.
Well, okay, they're not in the Super Bowl.
Well, they were at a time.
Did you see the Packer and Brady game, Packer and Tampa?
I did not.
But then how are you going to be a Packers fan?
I was actually watching the Packers and Steelers in the Super Bowl way back.
Wow, that's way back.
Yeah.
The reason the Packers lost, to break your heart, is with 9 seconds to go in the first half. They were on the 40-yard line or 30-yard line, and the Packers did an all-out blitz. It's the same play that the Jets got burned earlier in the year. And the receiver for Tampa, number 13, which is going to be their go-to guy, he runs past the defender. There's nobody back there. And that's why the Packers lost. That one play made it so that they couldn't catch up. Who does that with 9 seconds? You put 11 guys back there. You don't rush anybody, maybe 2 guys, and you challenge him to throw the ball. But this is why Brady is so effective. He saw the breakdown of the defense, the problem they were doing. He just lofted the ball and they lost.
It'll be interesting.
Number 13 is going to be the go-to for Tampa because he spreads it around. But Hill,
What are you doing for the Super Bowl?
I have a whole bunch of Weight Watchers Super Bowl delights.
Really? You should bring them in tomorrow.
No, it's for Sunday.
No, I mean, you should give us the recipe.
Well, they're making a beef and broccoli deal with some brown rice.
You have a party?
Yeah, Linda's making it.
Oh, okay.
She's making beef and broccoli, and there's some dips and chips. Yeah, you know the menus and the
I don't do the menus. I go for zeros.
No.
I go for zeros.
No, because if I wanted to eat cardboard, I would.
Come on, there's a lot of good zero options.
Very
So what's
few.
your good go-to snack? For
A
Weight
zero?
Watchers. For Super
Apple-
Bowl.
Oh.
What's your favorite Super Bowl snack? No points. It's like free day.
Oh, I like hamburgers, hot dogs with beans and cheese and sauerkraut and onions.
You just
What's
say
your-
snacks, right?
What's your favorite Super Bowl
That's a
snack?
snack.
Oh God. A A lot of people bring a lot of good, like they make a lot of homemade dips. Those are pretty good.
I love the layer, like the 7-layer dips. That's really like 12
Yes.
layers of beans and sour cream and cheese and all that yummy deliciousness.
Go to Costco and pick up 2 hot dogs, 2 foot longs. They really are a foot long. They're real long. And bring them home and dress them bad boys up. Costco has the best hot dogs on the planet because they're long, they're meaty, they're delicious.
There you go. All
You
right.
ever had them?
Do we even have a Costco near?
Right here in Linton. No, on
Congress.
Clipmore. Clipmore and Congress is
Yeah.
a Costco.
Really? Huh.
All right, let us know your favorite Super Bowl snack tomorrow on the Brooklyn Cafe. We are having a mixology mix-off between New Mom, our guest bartender, Slick's Saloon will be open, and Summer from Lost Harbor. They will be mixing up their favorite Super Bowl drinks, and yes, we get to try them all. So I think we've got 4 so far in the running. Oh, and Amy Rashevsky.
Yeah, no, we also have Gubba is the
Well,
champion.
Slick is doing a
He's
Gubba
representing
drink.
Gubba.
Slick is representing Gubba, and so is Amy Rashevsky. One's doing the coconut, one's got the vanilla, and then we've got 2 Lost Harbor drinks. 1 by Summer and actually 2 by New Moms. We've actually have 5 drinks coming out.
And I have a challenge for the vodka, and I have a challenge for the rum.
So I hope Wayne Henry is ready to roll. And I'm sorry, Steve Gubb, you kind of might just have to come in. Are you here tomorrow, Blake?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Do you drink? Yeah. Vodka or rum or anything wet?
Well,
Anything.
we need judges, so we'll be taking a shot of everything to see which is the winner.
So we need to set that up. We need to do a whole Super Bowl spread setup. We should get some snacks. I don't know if Hector's here, but I got to ask him what his favorite go-to Super Bowl snack.
The way he cooks those cinnamon bun things he made, or the
Oh, those pot stickers the other
Oh my
day. I got
God.
to tell you, those were spectacular.
can you pot stickers for the Super Bowl? Little dippy and little ship.
How do you eat your hot dogs?
How?
How? With what on them?
Usually mustard, relish, chopped onions.
So you're a mustard guy, not a ketchup guy.
It used to be ketchup, but you know.
Now let me ask you a question about these onions in the red sauce. You ever have the onions in the red sauce?
Yeah.
Not the cut. I don't like just regular onions. I like it like they do in New York. It has a red sauce too. They don't do that down here.
Really?
Your place up on Atlantic, I think, is doing that for you.
No, they don't have
End
it.
of the Ave, no?
I went. No, they
Were
say
you-
it's too expensive to bring down.
Really? Toes hit the sand. I got to tell you, when I was a kid growing up, ketchup on my hot dogs. But now I'm kind of into the whole spicy mustard thing. Ever put spicy mustard on toast?
Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. This lady, everything she eats is spice. The chicken, the chili. Now it's
Spicy
toast.
mustard.
No, that you can't eat all that spice.
It's good for your metabolism. I told you when I was pregnant with Chelsea, my go-to in Dallas. You know,
It
Dallas is all.
destroys your stomach.
Well, Dallas is, very heavy Tex-Mex. Hence, Dallas, Texas. Everything spicy. That kid, I don't know how my daughter even came out because everything I ate, the spicier, the better. I don't know. It's a whole.
I had a chili she made, and I was crying.
And I cut it in half, and it's still spicy.
And I'm like, whew. I said, did you slip on the spice? She says, I usually add more.
You know where I got that recipe from? Was from Ivy from that cookbook.
Yeah, but not that much pepper.
That's what she put in it. It was chili
do you
powder.
ever taste what you do?
Yeah.
And you eat it that hot?
I'm the only one that I can make a whole thing of chili, and I guess it's so spicy that's like my Super Bowl go-to. That's my everything
Doesn't
go-to.
it burn your mouth?
No. I know, you're just a little sensitive. I know, it's funny, right? My littleness
A little
is like,
sensitive.
you're like this
There was
big guy.
smoke
You're a
coming
little
out of this thing.
sensitive.
No,
I
that
know.
was spicy. And you did it again with that piece of chicken. I said, woo!
So
Mucho
sorry.
caliente.
So sorry. Anyway, let's take a commercial break. Thank you to Instacart who just delivered all of our drink mixers for tomorrow. So we're good to go and ready to do all of that also.
The challenge is on.
Challenge is on. Instacart has delivered.
We had to play that music that they play on ESPN. Da, 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 da,
We got to
da,
do a
da,
whole
da.
Super Bowl set tomorrow, so we got to check that out. Go to the dollar store. How do you do things on a budget? That should be decorating for Super Bowl on a budget.
Decorating the Super Bowl on a budget. We need a football.
Might have to go to the dollar store. Get an
We need to
inflatable
paint
one.
the football gold.
Why?
Because isn't the lymph the
Heisman?
trophy a gold football on a trophy?
I thought it was Crystal. Isn't it like Tiffany Crystal?
No, that's college.
I haven't seen the trophy for this year, but it might still be Crystal.
No,
Just
the
keep it-
crystal is college.
Oh.
Because
yeah.
that team that won it dropped it. You saw that. Guy dropped it on the floor and busted it up into a million pieces. And the coach says, when I tell you that I wanted everybody to have a piece of that trophy, I didn't really mean for you to
Can you
drop
imagine?
it.
That would so be slick. Had he like trips or Cracker Barrel or me standing still. And there you have it. It's like,
And the
so
trophy fell on
sorry,
the floor and
guys,
everybody
right?
was
I am
shocked.
so sorry, guys.
The whole room of 500 people went quiet. It was like, wow, you broke the trophy. I was standing in Studio A, and you, Cracker Barrel, and Slick almost took all the equipment out at different times during the day.
You notice I moved right out here, though. That's all I can say.
I almost ran into Teddy at that door. We had to put a street light there.
You know, the best was when you ran into Hector the other day. We were dying when the two of you.
You guys bounced off of each other.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Bumper pool, where the two balls, you know, they hit each other and they just go off the bumpers. It was.
Didn't Teddy bounce off of Hector too? Was it Teddy?
I don't know. You can just bounce off.
And you
Hector.
notice that the curtain to the next room is to the right. Do you know why?
Why?
Because Cracker Barrel keeps hanging her sweater on the hinge. You see the hinge there?
Yeah.
Ask her how many times she's almost ripped her blouse off the hinge.
They all do. They all get stuck on the door
So they
jamb.
think by moving it to the right, they're going to miss.
I got to ask you about that. You always move it to the left, and I always move it to the right.
Why?
I was going to ask you why.
I move it to the, and look who's here. I move it to the left because I'm a righty, and I don't like things to my right side. I like it to my left side.
Interesting. All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, Tracy McDonough in the house of Healing Moments FL with some exciting news. Stay tuned. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, and we'll be right back.
Say Frank. Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
I'm beautiful just the way I am. I'm beautiful just the way I am. And I'm radiating love, attracting all the good that I can. Oh, I'm beautiful just the way I am.
Musaf is a music subscription app combining affirmations and meditations. The mixing of music and positive affirmations will take you on a positive journey towards healing. Download your app today, available on iPhone or Android, or contact Leslie Carmen at 561-405-9577. Musaf, that's MUSAFF on Apple or Android.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Okay. Hello, this segment is brought to you by Musaff. Musaff is a music affirmation app that helps with meditation. It's Musaff. It can be found on the Apple App Store and Google Play. Now back to you.
She's adorable.
Back to you.
And that is Eminem. That is Marissa Schwartz, one of our new interns from our Handshake program. So welcome, Marissa. I'm excited she's here because I'm really glad that Tracy McDonough of Healing Moments is in the house, because at the moment, Healing Moments is getting a tremendous upgrade. So I'm excited you're going to share with us a little bit, a sneak peek on what's going on. Sure. You have a mic? I do. Is her green light on?
What's going on? Tell me.
All right, well, we're getting a brand new sauna today. I'm so excited. We have a beautiful sauna as it is, but one of the things that I'm very concerned with lately is EMF protection and how much technology is surrounding my place, because it's a real healing place. So this sauna, my sauna that I have now is low EMFs, but around the technology, there's a little more than I'd like. So the new sauna is barely minimal EMFs, which is really amazing. Some of my clients are fighting some really serious conditions, and the less exposure they have to EMF technology, the better. So that's one thing. And then if you listened before, you know I'm a vibroacoustic sound therapist, and I have a vibroacoustic sound therapy bed. I work with frequencies in music. I work with frequencies working with people. And I will be adding a brain tap to that treatment, which will be really cool. We're calling it the cocoon experience. So you're laying on a table, you're listening to music. It has frequencies in it for relaxation, stress, hormones, viruses, grief, whatever it is we're working with. You're listening to the music, the bed is vibrating at the same frequency, and now you will be wearing a device that is sending blue photon lights into your eyes and your ears, which helps to connect synapses in your brain, and it helps also to entrain in the whole procedure. So I'm so excited about the whole thing. It's just having so much fun. More healing, more healing, more healing.
Okay, I want to go back to the sauna, and then we're going to go to the brain tap. The sauna, I never knew saunas had EMFs.
Well, anything that gets radio frequency waves for whatever reason, right? There's waves moving through the air, moving through our body, moving through our brain. One of the main purposes for infrared sauna is detoxing, right? And you get into the sauna waves open your fat cells, help to release toxins. You want to sweat them out. So you're actually releasing, you don't want to be taking in. So a lot of saunas have technology, right? They have things that take in, we have apps in there to play music, right? There's an antenna. So the new sauna I have, there is an option to hook in an iPad on the outside of the sauna, so you still get to hear music, but the whole sauna is not wired for radio waves. So, in the sauna that I have now, there's actually a radio in there. There's an antenna on top of it. So even though where you're sitting, there's not a lot of EMFs, but if you take an EMF reader and you go right up to that iPad or up to where the antenna is, there is. So, not a lot of exposure to the body itself, but still in the vicinity, and I wanted to kind of eliminate that.
And it's interesting because if they're actually upgrading saunas, this has to be a concern for a lot of people.
Yeah, and this is it's a different company. The sauna that I have is an amazing, one of the top companies, and it's a great made sauna. I don't think that was like their biggest concern when they started doing this, although they do still have very low EMFs in the sauna company I used to work with. But the sauna company I'm working with now, it's really all about, having the clean wood without the glue that some of the sauna companies use. The whole point is to detox and not to be exposed to chemicals or anything.
Does it have that great smell? Like the wood cedar smell?
We'll see. It's coming today.
It
also has medical grade chromotherapy. So, colors have frequencies as well, and different colors affect the body in different ways. So there's medical grade chromotherapy in there, and that's even a separate treatment. I could put people in there for chromotherapy without turning the
What's
sauna on.
chromotherapy?
Light therapy. So different lights affect the body in different ways because every light wave has a different frequency.
Well, what would, say, Marissa, go in for chromotherapy for?
People come in for different reasons, skin conditions. I have lights that help with the lymphatic work that I do, depression, anxiety, sleep-related issues. There's yellow lights. I think yellow lights are good for like veins. There's all kinds of reasons that you would do.
I use the blue and the red lights on my face. They call me like light bright lady when I'm at my house.
Right. Well, some of the blue lights are really good for like acne.
Exactly.
Red light is very good to stimulate collagen. Blue lights are not good in the sauna in the evenings because blue light is not good for sleeping. So, yeah.
And your sauna is an infrared sauna, so it's not like the old school ones where you go and you do sweat though. It's just a different type of sauna.
So full spectrum infrared, which means it has 3 different wavelengths, all the good waves of the sun without the bad, right? So regular saunas, steam saunas, you walk in, the room is hot, it's full of steam, your skin gets hot, your skin sweats, it's great for your skin, but it does nothing for the inside of your body. These waves move through your tissue, they move through your organs and your tissue, and they heat you from the inside, from the core. So it's like creating a fever-like symptom in the body. And what do fevers do in the body? They kill viruses, they kill bacteria, they help you detox toxins that are stored.
Ever been on infrared sauna? I haven't. You have?
I have.
You like it?
I do. You know, I'm thinking about what she's talking about because aren't babies sometimes, they're jaundice? And they put them under lights.
Light therapy, chromotherapy, yeah.
And it's so funny because I'm sitting here because Freddie was jaundice. And they put him on the lights, and it clears up in a day or two. Yeah. And I'm thinking about what you're talking about, and a lot of people would say, oh, you know, she's saying light therapy. Come on, that doesn't really work. And it's a medical fact that it does work. Mm-hmm. And you're actually implemented to that technology at birth or right after birth, and nobody says anything. You know, you go, oh, jaundice, is that bad? And the liver and all this. And they put you under these lights and they explain to you. So we had to leave Freddie in the hospital because it wasn't clearing up. And it became a concern. So this head nurse came in, she says, just take him home, make sure that he gets some sunlight.
Let's put him out, yeah.
Sunlight. Yeah. And he cleared
Vitamin
up.
D.
Yeah, just keep him by a window or something, yeah.
So I'm sitting here and you're talking about lights and all these other different deals. And I've been exposed, we've all been exposed to all of this information, and it does really work. And you know, athletes use her technology to get the best of their bodies going. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes you got to get your body. I remember my defensive linemen, I had to get their bodies going and my receivers differently because of the body structure. And your body structure has a lot to do with her technology. You know, you take Slick and you take Blake, right? And each one of them have a different need from the body. And the light structure and the things that you put them to is going to react differently to each one. It's like digestion. Yeah. So it gets really complicated. It's not as simple as it sounds. Oh, let me go over there and chill out, and then when I get out there, I'm a new man. Sometimes you need a little bit extra more. And this is what I like about Tracy, because she's able to pinpoint the different things that will help you get along. So.
And the brain tapping is fascinating. Is it a machine?
So it's a headset that works with blue light therapy right into the eye and into the ears, the nerve endings in the ears. The skin is very thin on the inside of the ears. So
and
I don't know as much about it as I'd like to yet.
So it goes in like a sound wave or a light wave?
You know, they call it brain brushing.
Interesting.
Right? It's very calming to the brain. So we talk about frequencies all the time, and people that go, oh, that's a bunch of bull, it's not their fault. They just don't understand. They don't know because we haven't been taught, right? But the fact is, everything is about frequency. When you're in a good mood, your body's in a certain frequency. When you're in a bad mood, your body's in a certain frequency. That's just a simplified explanation. But everything is about entrainment, right? So when we say the law of attraction is you're sending out this, you get back this, it's called entrainment. It means the frequency that you send out is the frequency that you get back. So what my practice is based on is in training the body. So if I can entrain the mind, right, into a calmer state, if I can entrain the body into a calmer state, into a normal, natural, healthy state, because we are always out of state, there's so much stress. But once you start entraining the body and giving the body the place that it's supposed to be at, the healing starts to happen on its own. You know, there is always a place for medicine and surgery. I mean, there's a place for that, no doubt, but there's so many healing modalities that we can work with, even within ourselves. You know, meditation works because we're entraining our body, right? We're taking our bodies back to 66 hertz from 100 hertz, right? It's taking our bodies back to where it's supposed to be. And when our nervous system is where it's supposed to be and our body is where it's supposed to be, everything works right. And then everything starts to heal, right? When our body starts to feel calm and the inflammation goes down, it starts to heal.
And it's amazing because all of us have been in touch with frequency therapy. Anybody ever gone to a dance hall? Anybody ever gone to a discotheque or a place to dance? Mm-hmm. Anybody? Anybody's ever gone to these things? Then when you go to a place and you hear the music and you begin, you start slowly, maybe it's a foot, maybe it's this guy, or you watch people and they begin to move and groove. Before you walked in there, you weren't doing this in your car, right? But when you get to these clubs, they're built for frequency. And all of a sudden you're grooving and your body's healing, even though you don't realize it. What messes everything up is when we start to drink and then we go to this other level, and that's really not helping, it's making it worse. But when you go to clubs, when you go to roller rinks, when you go to ice skating rinks, all of these are meant as music frequency, and it's for frequency therapy. When you go to a football game or a baseball game and there's 50, 60,000 people and they do the wave or you hear the cheering, the home team is feeling the frequency. That's why the home team wins more than the road team. It's a proven fact.
Well, and when people get really excited at a game, right, and then that starts to travel and everybody starts to get excited, that's called entrainment, okay? That means that you're in this mood and you're in this, frequency means state, mood, like all of those things. That's basically what hold your vibration means, is so I'm excited and I'm screaming and yelling and the person next to me is kind of sitting and then all of a sudden they get excited. That's entrainment, right? Everybody is kind of feeling that energy. And remember what I said, two frequencies really can't stay in the same place at the same time. So you're all hyped up and excited. You're not going to sit down and be quiet. That's so right. That person has to elevate, right?
That's right.
And and we were talking, I don't remember who we were talking to about frequencies. I'm like, that's exactly what Tracy's talking about, is you can be in a room and everyone's happy, and all of a sudden someone walks in a bad mood, and it's like, boom, it sucks the air out, right? But you can't be happy and sad at the same time. Yeah. You can have one frequency.
Well, that was a show that we did with the people from.
We were just talking
the
about
lady
Tracy.
in Pennsylvania.
The art.
And then we had the shrink, and they were both on the same show. So it was funny because you could see the vibration of the room escalating. And what I try to explain to Slick, now that we have Star International Records in here, is that I want to fill the house with music. They still don't understand what I mean. You understand it because you live it. You not only teach it, you live it. If you live in a house of music, if you raise the vibration, everybody that walks through that door is going to get slammed with it. And it's going to say, whoa, I don't want to leave here. So you'll have people who are more affected than other people. And you ever notice how they just sit? Okay, we got to go now. Are we leaving? Yeah, we got to close up. They don't want to leave because they like the way it feels.
I know, that's how my place is. People sit and
that's
they don't
right.
want to go, and that's okay with me.
That's right.
Right, it's the frequency.
And the necessity because of the virus and people dying and all the sickness and the illness and everything else going on, but these kids going to school and the pressure we're putting them under, having work, eating, putting food on the table, all of that. That whole negative energy is pulling you down. But then you play some music. I talked to your daughter about this. I says, you know what, if you're feeling down, play some music, but play it loud. You got to get that frequency up. Make it loud. The louder, the better.
It's the right music.
Well, again,
right.
But everybody has a different frequency. Like Slick, all of a sudden, he puts his music so loud you can hear when he's coming down the street. But that's because his level is that much louder when they're mixing records and everything else in there. I love that. I love to see it expand. I love Tracy's place because it's magical. You bring your own need, and she fills it. You know, and it's not an exact science, but it is a perfect science, if that makes sense.
When it feels right. Let's take
It is an exact science, by the way.
Well, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the exact science. Maybe we can get Teddy out here because Teddy had an opportunity to go experience some of your modalities, which is pretty cool. And I want to hear what Marissa thinks because as a college student, you guys have a lot going on also. Yeah. All right, so let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, more with Tracy McDonough of Healing Moments FL. We'll be right back.
Dear Abby is a life coaching company and was founded by Abby Awutusu. At Dear Abby, we guide single people through the process of meeting, courting, and marrying their soulmates. We know that before you find true, meaningful, lasting love, you must first love and fully embrace your unique self, flaws and all. Contact us today at askdearabby.com for your personalized coaching session that will get you on the path to ultimately finding your soulmate. And follow Dear Abby on social media at Ask Dear Abby on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
At Carmen Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, a post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561-405-9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carmen Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or carmencarelaser.com.
Hi, I'm Tracy McDonough, owner and founder of Healing Moments. Healing Moments is a healing playroom, a mind, body, spirit center. Our service is love and compassion, and the environment is soothing, peaceful, and inviting. Every area is designed for healing and peace. We deliver services such as massage therapy or lymphatic drainage, energy healing and Reiki, chakra balancing, physical vascular therapy for circulation and pain, vibrational medicine using frequencies and oils, and music in order to calm and relax your mind, body, and spirit. We also offer detoxification services using infrared sauna, ionic foot baths, and power plates. All of our modalities are designed to reduce stress, anxiety, induce relaxation, relieve pain, and provide detoxification and inflammation reduction for optimal healing and wellness.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Hey guys, this segment of the Brooklyn Cafe Show is brought to you by Miss Tracy McDonough and Healing Moments. And I always be on the segment because I specifically have been helped so much by Tracy. In the past few weeks, I was having anxiety attacks like crazy. I couldn't pay attention to anything. I was getting headaches and I felt awful. And Dawn said, stop, go to Tracy. Lost my choice, and honestly it was the best decision that was ever made for me because you helped me so much. Everything you did, and especially the sound bed is my favorite thing. So
glad you came. But how fast did it work?
Oh, literally that day. I was at your place for maybe 20, 30 minutes-ish. I think it could have been shorter, but I was enjoying myself a lot. And the second we walked out, I felt 100 times better. Yeah. Came back again. Now I'm coming to you, once a week or so. Yeah. Because anytime I start to get the hyped up and the energy, immediately when you're there, you start to calm down. As you're on any of the machines, as Tracy gives you any treatments, you are just completely calmed. So thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Be sure to check out Tracy at Healing Moments. And back to Dawn and Freddie.
I want to ask you, and I love that Teddy's here because, you know, people come in and you just feel it's like when you have a house full of your kids or family, you know when things are in sync and you know when things aren't. And you can't always put your finger on it as a mom or a dad. You just know things are off. So last week I watched Teddy come in on Monday, Tuesday, and by Wednesday I'm like, what's up? Nothing, she just wasn't feeling herself. I didn't even know you had a headache, but you can tell she just wasn't herself. And what do you do when someone doesn't feel yourself? I go see Tracy. And I don't know what you did, but the next day she came back and she said she felt so much better. Yeah. You want to talk? I know you talked about, but how do you even know what to do when people come into you just not feeling themselves?
Well, we talk a little bit first. I want to hear about what's going on, if it's possible. At that point with her, it was not possible. Luckily, I knew her, so I knew what to do. She literally, I think she was on the verge of a full-blown panic attack by the time she got to me. So, so I'm grateful that I did know her. Although, it's all about entrainment, like I said. Sometimes, if I didn't know her and I saw the state she was in, I would have just put her on my table and put my hands on her and just gently talk to her about what's going on. But I would put her in a safe place. I'd make sure that, you know, she's comfortable with me being close by, either with my hands on her or maybe just sitting next to her with my hands on her shoulder. I work with speakers that have frequencies, so I would probably put the speaker on. The frequencies would be playing for stress and relaxation. It's kind of like meditation apps. It's the same idea. Meditation apps are just music with frequencies. And then I would try to talk a little bit and find out, you know, what are the core issues, what's really going on, maybe deal with the immediate issue, and then eventually figure out, you know, where's the stress coming from? Is it food related? Is it, you know, stress related from school? Is it relationship related? You know, what's going on?
Did you know where it was coming from?
No, and I still don't, but it hasn't come back, and that's why I'm continually going to Tracy once a week to make sure it doesn't. But nothing's come back. I feel great. I feel completely like myself again.
Have you done anything different? Eat something different? Smoke something different?
No.
Water from a different place?
I started meditating. Tracy had told me to start meditating at night, so I do that a few nights a week, but that's really it. It really is just when you're there, and it was important. You told me to take time for yourself and to calm down. And like you said, I was on the verge of a panic attack all day that day, and just being able to lay there and, you know, for me, I got to do the sound bed, which is my favorite thing, and it just takes you through a full experience where I was able to fully calm down, fully come back into my head and be like, okay, whatever was happening, it's fine, and, you know, get back into my headspace.
Yeah, so basically I put her on a track that was specific to I don't remember which one we used that day, but I have
we did
I
a
have
nature
tracks.
one. I remember that one.
Okay,
'cause
so I have
loved
tracks
it.
from 30 hertz to 900 and something hertz, right? Everything from very deep, heavy physical to connecting to higher self.
Okay, what's the difference on these hertz? Because I see on different apps now, when you and I first started working together, there was one was like 532 or there was one, and now all of a sudden, music's coming out in all the different hertz. How do you know?
No, it's always been like that. It's just that we didn't talk about it.
So how do you know which one to? Because if you go through they'll say this is 60, this is 532, this is 200, whatever it is. How do you know which frequency you need?
Well, so the tracks I have, a lot of them are specific. I work with companies that have very specific. I have a track that is depression versus inner peace. So it catches your brain at depression and draws your brain into the frequency of inner peace. Those are very short. Then I have bone regeneration or neuromuscular, working up the spine, working down the spine. So physical things, energetic things. And then, so really it's just a conversation. And then sometimes I'll give you a list of things like what resonates. Listen to the things I'm saying to you and what resonates.
And that made a difference for you. I
It
see,
made
you're
a
back
huge
to
difference.
who you are.
Yeah, and I do feel a lot calmer. I feel like, which is huge for a lot of the producers here, my temper is not quite as short as it was leading up to this. But I do, and it's slowly, my big part too was I couldn't focus, and as I go through it, I am slowly being able to focus more and more, because that is I do have ADD, and that's a huge issue for me. So it is helping me kind of zoom in each time.
Yeah, I was actually a little concerned when she first came in because I was trying to ask her a question and she literally could not answer me cohesively. And it really
She was all over the
me.
place.
She couldn't, she really couldn't even answer. And you know what? I'm big on the EMF thing, and you guys are surrounded in here. I think it's affecting you in ways you don't even know. So when you feel like talking about Blue Shield and some of the EMF
I do.
protection,
I want to talk to you about it, and I know you sent me the link, but
you should really look at it because the owner's been studying for like this particular subject for about 30 years, and they've put, I think, about $2 million into their technology. So I have a cube in the spa, I have a cube in my house, and it sends out scalar waves. It's in a whole nother show. We should talk about it because there's no way to stop the EMFs, but there's a way to stop your body from always feeling it needs to be on alert because of the EMFs, because that being on alert all the time is what's damaging to us.
I was going to ask, Teddy's the type of person who never says no. So if there's 27 people that want something done, Teddy will do 27 yeses. And there are triggers with certain people, and she has a little ADD and she gets a little excited and things of that nature. So when you start to mount all this pressure on you, plus things at home, and she has this whole thing going on in her life, these triggers begin to fire off. And the next thing you know is you're caught in a whirlwind.
Right.
So it's the secret to sort of isolate and sort of change the frequency on the person so that they can get back, give the body a chance to catch up?
Well, there's some basic things, and that's really, like we talked about maybe doing a show, and this is what I really want to teach, because everybody says, oh, raise your frequency, raise your vibration, but nobody really knows what that means or how to do that. And I
Correct.
really want to start teaching people how to do that. So the best way to change your state is physiology, is movement. If you are depressed or in a low state, turn some music on and start dancing, even if you don't feel like it. Jump up and down. Do it. Tony Robbins, that's like his whole premise, right? To change your state, you have to change your physiology. So that's a big thing, number one. Number two, when you're on overload, like she was completely on overload, then yes, shut down. Get outside, ground yourself, get in a dark room, breathe, focus on something else. That's why the sound bed is so good, because you're not laying on a table that's vibrating and then your thoughts are going. You're listening to music that the frequency catches your brain, and then the body starts to vibrate at the same frequency, so it becomes this entrainment. Before you know it, you're not thinking about anything, you're not doing anything, and your brain is in a lower, an out of fight or flight brainwave state, and the brain is the hard drive to the body, right? So the brain starts to talk to the body, and then all of a sudden everything starts to be in sync. So yeah, sometimes it's get in a dark room, close your eyes, breathe. Breath work is a huge thing, because when we get stressed, what do? We either don't breathe or we hold our breath. right? We hold our breath, or we breathe like this. And
We
we're
pant.
supposed to
Looking
be
at me,
breathing.
yeah.
Yeah,
pant.
and we're supposed to be doing belly breathing. You watch a baby breathe, their belly goes up, their belly goes down. They don't know anything about stress yet, right?
And we don't even know how to breathe either, right? We don't breathe correctly.
Well, we forget. It isn't that we don't. We start out breathing correctly. We just forget. Because
Lot of
life, the way our life works, 10 years ago I did counseling groups in kindergarten and first graders in Palm Beach County schools. And I used to teach the 3 little groups, there were like 5 or 6 groups. I used to teach them meditation, and the guidance counselor used to laugh at me and say, Tracy, you're not going to be able to teach them meditation. They're not going to be able to sit for 2 minutes. First of all, you don't have to sit quietly for meditation. There's different ways to meditate. But that's exactly when we need to teach them how to meditate. If you learned how to meditate when you were 3, would your life be different right now?
Oh, absolutely. I would have done it when 10 years ago. My life would be different right now. When I coached the team, I coached this team right here, the Condors. We played the best team, 12-year-olds, in the East Coast. And they went to the outfield and they did this giant circle, all 20 of them. And they didn't practice or warm up or nothing. They meditated. And they all had headphones on. You ever seen athletes wear headphones when they're warming up? Because they're listening to music. Exactly what you just said, the brain is talking to their body. And now I understand that. So my coaches, I had 8 coaches, 12 coaches, and we all stood on the side and said, okay, what's going on over there? I wish I had known that this existed. My God, they beat the pants off of me. Took me to school. And then came over, after they beat us, to thank us for playing. And saying, you guys are on the right path. There's just a couple of adjustments, but they never told me that adjustment.
Well, like when you're at home on the weekends, you blast music out.
Yeah.
Raises your frequency. Last night, I was working on something, and the TV was so much noise, so I put in my headphones. But I couldn't find the right frequency that I needed to concentrate on what I needed to do. And I wanted to take, the old school do not disturb signs. I only wish I could put one over my head with a note, like, just don't talk to me. I'm trying to get where I need to go. I'm going to ask Robin to make me a blinged out do not disturb sign. But to find that right frequency, sometimes, and I said to Teddy, by Friday afternoon, sometimes I just walk out of here and I just go stand outside, or I sit in my car. Fritz Slicks on me last week doing it.
Yeah, connect with nature. That's always going to help, connecting with nature. Because the planet has its own frequency, right? The planet has its own heartbeat, the Schumann resonance, and we're exposed to thousands of frequency out in nature, right? Trees have their own frequencies, birds have their own frequencies, but those are all natural frequencies. Everything in here is not natural frequency. Outside, it's all natural frequencies, so the body will kind of start to rebalance. Yeah.
We're going to check into the EMF cube because we've got a lot of people that come in here. There's a lot of energies and frequencies. But to your credit, and I have to say, when I asked you last week, are you okay? And you could have said, yes, I'm fine. I knew you were lying. But you actually said no, and I don't know why I'm feeling the way I am. And you were open and honest with us. You could have not been, and then you could have shut yourself down to us even trying to help you, and you didn't. So I really respect that you opened up enough to say, I really need some help.
Yeah, I had one. I've been with you guys long enough to know that no matter what I say, I don't like. I was gonna go either way. Yeah. But the other one was, I remember because I was feeling that way for probably about 4 or 5 days before that, and I had called my mom on the way here that morning, and I was like, Mom, something's wrong. I need help. I don't know what's going on. She was like, who do you want me to call? And I was like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like a mental thing. It doesn't feel like a therapy thing. It doesn't feel like a physical thing. I don't know. So when you said go to Tracy, I was like, duh. Obviously.
Oh, thank you.
It's funny because
I love that you guys trust me so much.
When I had panic attacks at NYU, the hardest thing was trying to explain how you felt. I had the same glassy eyes. You can always tell a person's eyes when they get wide and they're sort of all over the place, and you can see it. And my mother was really worried, so she started sending people to me, which made it worse. Because here I am, and all you hear is this loud noise. You can't even hear them speak. And my body was turning against me. It was actually fighting. I don't know what the hell was going on. And I'm looking at people, I says, what? I'm okay, stop. But I wasn't. And I could not breathe, and I couldn't do anything. So I don't know who my mother spoke to, but she says, put on your shorts and put on your t-shirt. You're going to go run for me. I said, Mom, it's 4 degrees. It was the middle of winter. And she made me run 5 miles a day. I used to run around Yeshiva University, 186, 181st, like this. And Corpy came and ran with me, my best friend. He came and ran with me to make sure nothing happened to me. But the problem is that when you're going through this thing, you can't explain it. Mm-hmm. You want to explain it, but it's like quicksand. The more you explain it, the more it begins to change on you. Yeah. And the next thing is you're looking out, and you're looking at everybody moving around in slow motion, and your whole body is gone. It's like, and these triggers, and they come, and then it goes away. And I'm okay now. And then it comes back. Mm-hmm. Oh, and it comes back worse.
Yeah, yeah. So there are chemical responses that are happening in our body. And frequency, working with energy medicine and frequencies is what helps to relax that. Now, granted, there are some people that have true chemical imbalances that either it's too far gone or maybe was too far to begin with, and then some people may need to take medication. But there's a lot of things that we can do to help rebalance and possibly eliminate that, or at least keep things at a very low dose. I have a lot of clients that have been able to lower dosages of various different medications just because they're getting healthier, so they're able to, not be dependent on just medications. But there's a lot of things that we don't do that, when in the beginning of days, right? What did everybody do? They laid on the ground outside. They slept in the trees. They were very connected to nature. It's hard to do that with all these big cities and cars and noise and stress. And, I got cancer. And when you get cancer, you start to really understand what's important and what's not, and how we place the importance on things that really aren't important at all and create so much stress that can actually make us sick like that. There's a message and a blessing that comes with a diagnosis like that. I don't wish it on anybody. I didn't really appreciate that I had to go through it, but I totally understand why I did.
And it's funny because if you're 100% healthy, you should appreciate that fact.
Yeah.
More than
well,
anything
I
else.
was 100% healthy, so everybody thought. That's the problem with disease, is by the time you're suffering symptoms, you're already sick. And that's why prevention is so important to me. And being able to learn how to balance your body, balance your brain, calm your nervous system. When you learn how to do that, that's preventive medicine. That is what's going to keep your body healthy.
Prevention is so important. And just when you can't even explain it, and hormonal changes and EMFs and just the noise of what's on TV. I mean, we've been in this state, and I call TV noise, because some of the things that are on TV is just, you can feel the frequency, and I know it's done on purpose. In the media, we know they are set certain frequencies and certain volumes and the way people talk, and it gets everyone in this agitated state. And when it's just playing in the background of your house, even if you're not listening to it, you hear it. Or at least I hear it. And
like commercials, they're like 15 times louder than television shows. The commercial comes on, and all of a sudden, the television's screaming at you.
And you don't realize it, but you realize it. And Teddy, you're shaking your head, right?
Yeah, I just have visions of being a kid, and like the commercial come on at 2 a.m. And like every morning, you would wake up at 2 a.m. to this loud commercial screaming at you. And I have vivid memories of that. Or the George Lopez show, also just screaming at you. On Nick at Night.
I love the George
And
Lopez.
it's certain things, but at least that's
And it's
fun
funny,
about it.
last night they gave the commercials for the Super Bowl.
I
Why
saw
do
that.
they do that?
Yeah, I saw that.
I turned it off. I don't want to
it was
see
the greatest of all the last 20.
Yeah, I don't want
The
to see
Clydesdale one. That's one of my favorite
because
commercials.
they show the greatest, and then the Super Bowl comes and the commercials stink, and all of a sudden your vibration of the big game, it goes in the toilet. So I
Have you
turned
ever
that
been to Tracy's?
Oh yeah, the vibration.
Yeah, he's been on the sound bed.
You can use the vibration brain. You have a lot of inner tension.
I don't think so. I think he's pretty chill.
No, I think he hides it well. Me? Yeah. You ever seen like a mountain and then it has a lump and then it goes like that? That's you. You're the lump. You
I
have
think
that
Val
inner,
needs to come see
inner
you.
tension.
I think everyone needs to come see Tracy.
We can go through. I don't know what Eminem well enough to know. I think Blake's looked like he's falling asleep over there.
Well, the company that I work with is called I Am in Harmony. So you can get, just got a crick in my neck. You can get on their website. There's science. You can see some of the science. Vibroacoustics with Parkinson's, vibroacoustics with fibromyalgia, vibroacoustics with all kinds of things. We have a lot of science on there. And you can also see the sound bed, and I have 2 meditation cushions coming. You can see that on there. The Brain Tap, information on the Brain Tap is on there. And if you're not local and you decide to get on there and buy something, you can always mention Healing Moments and you'll get a discount.
Your website is healingmomentsfl.com. You stay for a little bit?
Yeah, I'll stay for a little bit.
It's funny because if you want to see vibrational energy working, watch the Super Bowl when they're warming up. Every game, before every game, the players come out an hour before, and you'll see the headphones. You'll see, we used to turn the volume up in our home stadium loud because not all the kids had headphones.
You're going to find out that the winning team on Sunday is the one that meditated and did some frequency work before the game.
Oh, look at Tom Brady. He knows what to do.
I was going to say, I hope it's the Bucks.
The
only time I'll ever root for Tom Brady.
Funny because it's contagious. A winning team will follow its leader. So whatever Mahomes does, and he is a big advocate of vibrational frequency.
Mahomes too?
Yeah, he's a big advocate.
That's going to change this game on Sunday because as athletes are, right now they're competitive. Yeah. But it's going to be the mindset that's going to change this game.
And you do realize when it rains on a field, when it's raining, that whole field now the vibration is down. You got to raise it up. And the game changes, man, because I'm telling you, I coached and played in a lot of rain-soaked fields, and the game is different.
Yeah, it's about keeping a higher state, but it's also focus. Meditation helps you focus, you know.
Team that focuses is a team that wins.
All right, let's take a commercial break. Stay tuned, more with Tracy from Healing Moments. You can check out her website at healingmomentsfl.com, located right here in Boca Raton, but I know she can work with you virtually as well. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Stars International is a multicultural, open-format record label with multiple production services from recording to broadcasting. On the label side, we focus on developing artists and helping them achieve their goals. On the production side, we cover anything from recording and mixing your vocals to creating your master track. We also include distribution if needed, and we have full access to TV production and on-air services to help build and create the artist you want to be. We're a fully digital studio and plan on taking music theory to the next level.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits. Treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. We invite you to join us on our journey inspired by the undiscovered Spanish fleets lost in the 1600s, the treasures that have been buried with them, and of course, the lost harbors that remain abandoned on the foggy coasts of Florida. Proudly distilling in West Palm Beach, Lost Harbor Spirits is a true treasure waiting to be discovered. Looking for a place to get your ice cream fix? Look no further than Cold Stone Creamery. At Cold Stone, we make our ice cream fresh every single day in store. We have over 20 different ice cream base flavors and over 30 different mix-ins to choose from. We also have plenty of signature creations if you don't want to go ahead and choose your own. To end your creation, you can put it in one of our freshly made waffles. We have ice cream cakes, ice cream sandwiches, milkshakes, smoothies, banana splits, sundaes, and so many other things for you to come check out and enjoy. We are the official ice cream store of the Brooklyn Cafe. Hope to see you soon, and remember, it's always a great day for ice cream.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
This segment is brought to you by Cold Stone Creamery. They're located in Lake Worth and Boynton Beach. You can go pick up a cake from them, ice cream cakes, ice cream half gallons. You can get as much ice cream as you want. And back to Don and Freddie.
The official ice cream of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Cold Stone, located in Lake Worth and Boynton Beach. When you go over, ask for Taylor. Say, Taylor sent me.
You know, I'm envious of Taylor because when I was growing up, I always wanted to be in a Mr. Softy truck.
I think ice cream would raise your vibration.
You remember Mr. Softy? Mr. Softy ice cream?
Oh yeah, it was terrible. I had such a crush on him in 5th grade. I had chocolate shake every day for like 3 months. I think I gained 30 pounds.
You had a crush on Mr. Softy or Mr. Softy the ice cream?
The Mr. Softy that drove in our neighborhood.
The guy who was doing the actual cones? You had a crush on him?
Oh, I think I was in 4th grade or something.
Are you serious?
Like ice cream man's here? Oh my God, he was such a sweet guy, and I had a chocolate shake every single day for like 3 months. Oh my God, it was a good thing I didn't get acne in those days because I would have been a mess.
Oh my God.
I got to tell you, hormonal changes, frequencies, you can help with so many different things with different frequencies and vibrations.
I have a track for hormones, for hormone balancing.
Oh, I got to get in there too.
Yeah, it's in the speaker. Did you get one of the speakers?
Yes.
I think it was in the speaker.
A track for hormone balancing?
Yeah. Everything has a frequency, everything.
So you can tell if somebody's frequency is off for their hormonals?
I can't tell, no. Unless you start telling me what's going on with you and then you tell me that you're probably at a state. I mean, there are ways we can do hormone testing, we can do blood work to tell, but I work with a company that you guys know that makes music with frequencies, and I work with a lot of people that have hormone imbalances, so I asked them to put a track in the speaker for hormone balancing.
I went to the dentist yesterday for a clean. That's when you saw me leaving yesterday. And they're like, your gums are bleeding. What are you doing? I go, nothing. They said, and you've got TMJ. Yeah. You stressed? I don't know. If it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck. Call it what you want. I'm 54, TMJ, bad gums, and a cleaning. And you wonder what's going on. I don't know. Let's sum it all up as all of the above. It's like check, check, check. But you keep going.
You're stressed?
That's
Apparently,
the thing.
my mouth is stressed.
That's
I don't know.
the thing. This is the
I
problem,
don't
and
know.
this is what we have not learned, and this is what I want to teach you. You can't just keep going. You keep going until you have to stop, and by the time you have to stop, it could be really something serious. It might not just be a migraine. It might be something so serious that it could be seriously damaging.
Is that a woman thing or a man-woman thing?
What?
What you just described. Never heard of
hormones changes.
No, maybe all this stress. You got like a whole galaxy war in your mouth.
I can't say this stresses me out in this, but I can tell you, I know there are certain times, and you've seen me, that my frequency and my...
Well, wait a minute. Your dentist asked you if you were stressed. Your dentist. It's not like you went to the doctor. You went to the dentist. He says, oh, my God.
Well, you know how they know that? They see that you're clenching your jaw. They see that you're grinding your teeth.
I told you this 5 years ago.
But the question is, why do people do these things?
Okay.
Because
this is
they
what
get
we're going to do.
stressed.
We're going to go
The Tracy's.
We're going to go to a sporting store. I'm going to get you a boxer's mouth guard.
Yes.
I told you to do that because you grind your teeth.
Hence, I guess, stress. So there's a lot of layers
you just
to
grind
it.
your teeth.
Well, grinding teeth usually comes from stress, right? You're in your sleep.
Well, I know her
you have
5
so much
years, she
stress that when you go to
grinds.
bed, that's
She grinds when she walks. She grinds when she talks. She grinds, and grinds. And I said, "You're grinding your teeth." No, I'm not. Yeah, you are.
Ooh, ouch. My niece does that, and you could sit there and you could just hear it.
I don't do it. I think I just more clench my jaw when you're just holding.
You can
and
tell,
you
is
just
that
want to-
masseter muscle really, really? If you clench down, do you feel this muscle like really, really
I
hard?
can't even eat on this side.
Yeah.
So what happens? My
It's no
dentist is
good.
great, and he gives me all of this ibuprofen, which will now, exactly. So with that in mind, is there an option going to you for even simple things like this?
Well, the thing is, it's really not, we're not disease specific. I mean, obviously I can help different things, but really it's all about calming the nervous system. When you start to calm the nervous system, your body starts to rebalance. Your brain starts to rebalance. You can start to relieve some of that stress so that at night you don't have to go to bed and grind it all out of your teeth, you know.
And I've been trying to be very careful and cognizant of food. I have not had a cookie, I know you're going to laugh, in 2 weeks. And I haven't had ice cream in almost 2 weeks.
But what
Coming
does that
off
have
of
to
the
do
sugar,
with your...
sugar.
Oh.
Different frequencies, different headaches, different things that sugar does. It
So
tastes,
you used to eat a lot of sugar?
oh my gosh.
Really?
Cookies and ice cream are
That
like
kind of
my
sugar.
go-to.
You know, we all have cancer cells in our body, and cancer feeds on that kind of sugar. That's why
I've
it's so
really
bad for us.
made a cognizant effort, and you motivate me every night because about 10 o'clock at night I think, I'm going to go for that ice cream, that little ice cream. And then I think of Tracy going, don't do it. Just wait till the next day, and you've made it through another day. So I maybe take
My
a Jell-O.
pizza story.
All right, your pizza story. I have another Jell-O, or I'll have some warm water. It's not the ice cream, but if you can just get over that hour hump until you go to sleep, you've made it another day. So your pizza story inspires me.
Yeah. Every day I would eat pizza once a year, but every night I would say, "Oh, I'm tired. I shouldn't cook tonight. I should get a pizza." And then I'd go, "No, you worked too hard. You were at the gym. You tried too good today. Why will you blow it?" And I did this every single night till it got to be like a whole year before I'd actually have pizza.
So this has been me for 2 weeks, and I have not had ice cream, which is a huge milestone. I used to have it every night for 2 weeks.
So you're playing a little game, a little mind game with yourself to see if you can or you can't.
I gotta tell you, the first week
We're
without
building
sugar
a
was harder,
tolerance.
was not
Yes,
easy.
yeah,
I'm
because
on the
it's an
second week, it's getting a little bit easier. It's getting a lot easier, but the first week was like, I just wanted, I keep chocolate here and ice cream and cookies. I don't keep any of that stuff here anymore.
You're a sugar junkie. I never knew that.
I know.
And it's funny because I don't ever see you. What do you eat it in the bathroom? I never seen you eating candy out here.
But if you take just a piece and you go and you come back, you take another little, I can have a
I've
chocolate
never
bar
seen
that
you
might
do
last
that.
me a week.
You know something? Now that I think about it, I thought there was a rat back there. She runs to the back and runs to the front with a piece, right? Is that what you do?
I'm like a sugar junkie, yes. But people are, because you become addicted to it. Just one more piece, that perfect bite. I'm going to feel better until you just stop.
But there's nothing in feeling better in ingesting sugar.
There is, though.
Well, there's a fake feeling better
That
response.
little fake
There's a
high?
fake response, right? Because you get this little sugar high, and then coming down makes you feel not so good, so you have a little more sugar, and then you feel good again, so you think the sugar is good, right? But it's not. It's just counteracting that insulin, release, that imbalance we
And it
get.
increases inflammation, so.
Lots of inflammation.
And a
in
lot
the
of people
body.
think that wine or shot or liquor, and then you're drinking the booze. The booze is the worst because that really puts on the pounds. Oh, what's 1, 2, 3 drinks a day? No big deal. Next thing you know, you're drinking 3 drinks an hour, and you're feeling a little better. You're all mellow and what have you. And then you start wondering why you're gaining the weight and why your nervous system is shot. I mean, you're just injecting all of this fire into it, and that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, alcohol is actually a depressive. But like really, really dark chocolate, there's health benefits to it, but not if you eat it all day long.
Right, so a little bit here and there. So I figured just let me get a hold of this, because I'm working with Dr. Anya, and she wants this food log to see why I have different things and feeling different ways. So she says, you got to keep a food log. So I'm keeping a food log, and you see how you feel, different things about it. So I've stopped all of these things to try and get a better hold on of what I'm eating
So
more.
you bite it, you write it.
Yes.
Are you recording how you feel when you want something, and then how you
No.
feel after you eat it?
Yeah,
No, that's a good
that's
idea,
good.
though.
Yeah,
That's
because
good.
if you record, like I really feel like I want this. Well, what's happening in your life at this moment? Like, how are you feeling? Are you sad? Are you stressed? Like, are you tired? Like, what's happening right now that's creating that desire? And then once you have it, how do you feel afterwards? And how long does it last? Because you have other problems. You have gut issues, and it's good to start to figure out what are the foods that are actually irritating you.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things. So I'm definitely working on this whole process of a total holistic approach.
You got a lot of processes.
But you know what?
I'm going to call you
I gotta walk.
Captain
I gotta
Process.
walk the talk that we do every day. I can't say to someone, go see Tracy and go sit here and have a gallon of ice cream and go, I'm good, as I'm jumping out of my skin, right? We try everything. I mean, down to dignity, and I made half of my arrangements for all of that also, and really taking full advantage of these incredible sponsors and opportunities that we offer through Aunt Meaty and through the Brooklyn Cafe Show. It's not because we truly believe in our heart of hearts. We send our crew, which is our extended family and our kids, to Tracy to do these things. And you wouldn't send your kids to do something that you wouldn't trust. And we trust Tracy with all of them.
You know, it's funny, I play a mind game similar to the game that you play with your mind, but I do it in a different way. You know, I don't want to eat sugar. I'm a diabetic, and I've had to learn not to do it. But every once in a while, after I have a meal at night, there's a 5-pointer, and I know the sugar, and I've been taking. I take my readings to see where it goes, and it goes up. You know, it has some sugar, not a lot, but a little bit. So I play these other mind games. I believe in fasting for me. Doesn't mean it works for you. So don't listen to me. This is my story. I do fasting in my diet because I need to move my metabolism in a certain way, because I would love to be able to run or walk and everything. And in this environment, it's very difficult to do that. So fasting helps me get there a little bit better. But there are things that I do to play the game. Like I would love to be able to have a Hershey's chocolate bar, but you know what? I put that to the side. So dinner's gonna be maybe a 7-pointer, and I love mushrooms and sauce and things of that nature, and I'm looking forward to that. And I keep it there, but I keep the sugar at bay because my whole day could be shot. I'm being good with one chocolate bar. And you know, I'm a firm believer. I don't want to destroy a whole day's of work in 5 seconds. It just makes no sense.
And food, like your pizza. So I think of you, and I think of Faith, because Faith and I, a couple years ago, we did a photo shoot for a calendar. And I remember saying, why am I doing the pictures actually came up on my time hop yesterday. I'm like, they must have, like, I don't know, put my head on somebody else's body. And I said, can I have the ice cream? And she says, no. You cannot have that ice cream. You're going to wait until after this photo shoot, and then you can have, you've got 2 more weeks. I think of her, and I think of you when I go for these ice cream.
But nothing's going to happen
in 2
if
weeks.
you have the ice cream.
No, but I'm working hard to try and overcome this. I guess I have a sugar addiction.
Yes, there is some. That's the problem. There is a carbohydrate addiction. It's an actual thing, and if she does have it, she kind of takes back all the work she just did for the last 2 weeks.
Well, you know, there's.
It doesn't mean that I won't. I just don't need to do it every night.
Right,
So
you have to break the cycle, and then you get to see. This is my thing with everyone as well. If you take really good care of your body, then once in a while, if you want a glass of wine, or you want a chocolate, or you want this, or I want pizza, you can do it. When you're working out and you're taking care of your body and everything's working the way it should, when you're not owning your diseases, which is a big thing. We got to talk about self-talk with both of you.
Yeah.
I heard both of you just now. How you claim and own your disease, and how you are like, they're crazy. No.
Well, the bottom.
now tomorrow I am at least taste testing all of these drinks.
Which
so
there's nothing wrong with that.
No worries about
You know,
that. We have 5 drinks to try
in
tomorrow.
Dawn's world, the word guilt is a very heavy component. So if she eats something and she feels guilty about it,
That's bad. You're right.
it's horrible.
Yes,
and I've
forgive
watched
yourself
this
and move
whole development of it. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to go right back to it again. My father said, Freddie, you enjoy life by the seconds. Forget about the minutes. You do something, you mount, and you take accountability for it, but you know going in, you're an adult. Choose, but choose wisely. Simple. So we all have choice. I don't want to ever feel guilty because I gained all this weight and then I lost the weight. Now the object of the game at my age is to keep the weight off. I know what I got to do. I'm going to man up and say I got to get the weight there. But you have this whole thing going on. I get exhausted just trying to understand where the hell you're going.
Yes, but she gets headaches and things like that.
That's
that could be
why.
caused from sugar. So she needs to break that addiction. Afterwards, yes, I totally agree. You don't ever want to feel guilty about anything you do. You want to bless that chocolate as you're eating it and say thank you for all the good things you're doing in my body, and then you feel good about it and you let it go. Absolutely, because guilt and looking back is total waste of time. But there are physical things that she's doing this for, which is
With
really
her
important.
physical and her mental. You know, this thing above your eyebrows is called a brain. Dawn likes to overload her mind. Dawn thinks about 7,000 things in 1 minute. So she'll go from here and she'll fire off to here and she'll fire off to here. There are times I have conversations and we're going to talk about something else, and then she comes back to it. And she does this, and she exhausts herself. She does the same thing with her body. You know, Dawn works out a lot, and she keeps herself fit. And I say to her, if you're gonna eat an ice cream, you're gonna eat it, but don't eat it with guilt, because she's working out so hard. She's counterbalancing, saying, well, I worked this hard, I can't eat that ice cream. So she's gonna talk about it now for 5 days. I should have ice cream, I want an ice cream, I can't have it. And that begins to give you a headache. You know, enjoy it. If you're gonna want to have it. And if you want to run 27,000 miles through Egypt and everything else, do that.
It's about mindset and living a healthier life, and Tracy can help you do that.
And there it is. You see the change? You see
can.
it? She made a quick left. Whoop!
Because she's not really the target here. The target is all of us.
But
None
it's
of
not-
us are perfect.
listen, I'm
and
a
we all
target.
have to forgive ourselves for the little things that we do that make us feel better in the moment. The problem is doing too many things that make you feel good in the moment. If they're not healthy, eventually they create a bigger problem. And so
Yes,
that's
and
what we're working on.
But I'll
right
be
now.
the first one. You're gonna pick on me. I'll be the first to say I was on a seafood diet. I see it. I ate it. I enjoyed it. I enjoy the hell out of food. And if me and Blake go to a restaurant, we're gonna enjoy ourselves. We're gonna sit there. We're gonna order everything on the menu. I went to what's the name of Cheesecake Factory one day. I visited a friend, and she says, what cheesecake, what dessert do you want? I says, how many cheesecakes you have? We got 15 cheesecakes. I'll take one of everyone. True story.
How were they?
I ate 2 at the restaurant. The rest I took home, had it for 2 weeks. Here I am. And then you wonder why I'm a diabetic? But here you go. I enjoyed every bite, and I don't regret any of it.
It's good.
So I just want to say, I want to live healthy. I don't want pieces of my body being taken off either. I do. I want to weigh 190 pounds. That's my goal. That's where I'm going to go again. But at the same time, psychologically, I want to enjoy life a little bit. I want to see the good things. You have a drink, you have a glass of wine. I kind of like that. I live through you.
Okay, but who told you that having a piece of cheesecake is a good thing and enjoyable and a reward?
Well, it isn't a reward for me. It's just part of life. But there are people in here who feel guilty if they take a bite.
But this is what I'm saying about programming. We're taught as children, you're good, I'm going to give you a cookie. If
Food
you're
is
good,
love,
I'm going
right.
to give you ice cream. If my kids are good, I'm not going to poison them with sugar and ice cream. If my kids are good, I'm going to
Well,
give
that's
them
just a
something
lack.
different.
That's a
So
lack of
it's-
lack of education.
Well,
no,
it's
food is
programming.
love,
It's where
right.
we've been all our life. It's just about now trying for me to teach moms a little bit better so that their rewards to their kids don't always have to do with food, number one. Don't always have to do with food that isn't really good for us, right? Because we don't tell our kids when we give them sugar that it's full of processed chemicals and sugar, and someday it could give you diabetes. We don't tell them that.
Well, my mother always served me rice and beans with a piece of meat and a banana. And it wasn't until I turned 55 that I realized I can't eat bananas. My sugar goes through the roof when I eat a banana. And I love bananas. I grew them, I raised them, I sold them, everything. You could think, I could tell you what I could do. I could make lasagna banana. It was a staple. But my parents didn't understand that double starch
Bananas are really good for
Can you imagine having mashed potatoes and banana and rice and beans?
Yeah.
That's the best treat in the world. But that's a heart attack on a plate. For me, maybe not for you,
Right.
but this is what we grew on.
And that's another thing. Avocados are great for most people, but there are some people that can't eat avocados. They're not great for them.
Can't eat avocados either.
Yeah.
I can't drink milk from a cow.
Well, you shouldn't drink milk from a cow.
And there's the education. And then people are going to ask you why. I know kids right now, I know parents that feed their kids bottles of milk. I spoke to Giovanni. I said, yo, homie, you're smart. Do the research.
Yeah.
You know?
And before we go, because I know we have a meeting, your live blood analysis, and that's something else you offer.
Yeah, we do live blood analysis also. Yeah,
Which
once a
is-
month, usually once a month.
And what does it look at?
So we just take a little bit of blood and put it under a microscope and see what's going on in your blood. You know, we can see things like parasites and candida, things that a lot of doctors don't really look for without cues to look for it. It's not like a normal thing. And, Candida can cause all kinds of havoc in our body. It can show up on our skin as psoriasis. So doctors see that and they think psoriasis because they don't really look to see what else could be creating the psoriasis in the body.
True that.
You got to look at what's
The
causing
frequency
something.
show, I can tell you can cover so many different aspects from parents, first-time children, to kids going through school and everything else. Some of those school lunches. I'm gonna tell you, school lunches.
This is my favorite.
School lunches were very, very bad for you when I was growing up.
Yeah, I think a lot of schools are trying to change that now. They're trying.
Now.
They are now. Hospitals too. I mean, you go to hospitals and they give you Gatorade. Really, Gatorade isn't really that good for you.
It's not good for you at all.
Contact Tracy. HealingMomentsFL.com. Your phone number is
561-931-2187. You
Can't
can
wait.
find me on Facebook. Healing Moments has a really nice business page. You can see pictures and get information.
So there's so much more to come, but just call her with whatever that you got going on. Even if you don't know what's going on, give her a call. She'll work you through it, and then it just all comes
And I
together
have a lot of really good
magically.
referrals. If I can't help, I know someone who can.
Thank you so much for joining us. Wow, what a great show. We should try the infrared sauna. So many great things to try. Have a great day, everyone. Stay tuned. We will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late because we got the runoff tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save it. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors, just a ray of light.